Welcome to Math Time with Mrs. Sturzer. This episode is multi-digit multiplication using the standard algorithm.
So we today are going to be focusing on the standard algorithm for multiplication. So let's start with a more simple problem that is a 3-digit by 1-digit number. So we have 343 times 5. And some of you are familiar with the area model where you would have broken it up like so. And you'd have put the 5 here, and you would have broken it up here like this. And some of you would have broken it up like where you go 3 times 5, 40 times 5, and 300 times 5 in a partial product scenario. Well, I am going to show you what's called the standard algorithm, and that is like a fancy name for just doing a series of steps in a math problem and maybe a more quick way of solving the math problem. So here, let's go ahead and get started. So I rewrote the problem here, and we are going to start right now with just timesing 5 times 3. Well, 5 times 3 is 15, and I'm going to write that over here, okay? Well, when we're doing the standard algorithm, we can't exactly bring the 15 down, because what we're doing is we are carrying this tens over to the tens place. So we're going to actually add that to the tens place, because we're essentially saying, okay, we're taking 110 and adding it to the 4 tens that are already in the tens place. So next we're going to go right here, and we are going to multiply 5 times 4 tens, which is the same as doing this. Well, 5 times 4 tens is 200. Plus the 1 right here that I need to add, or 210. So now I'm going to bring down that 1, and I'm going to take that 2 that would have been down here, and I'm going to place it up here because I'm adding those 2 hundreds to the 300s that are already here. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to times 5 times 3, or 5 times 300, which is the same as 1500. Okay, so I'm going to bring that, but then I have these 2 right here that I need to add to that, which essentially is 1700. So my answer is 1715. And if I was to add this together, I would get 1715. That is how you do it with 1 digit in the ones place. We're going to do it now in where we have a multi-digit number. So let's say that I have 436 times 42. All right, I am going to set up my problem. So the first step is just to focus on the ones place right here. So we're going to essentially set up our problem like this. So 6 times 2. So 6 times 2 is 12. Well, I'm going to bring down that 1, and I'm going to carry that 110 over to the tens place. So now I'm done with the 6. Next, I'm going to do 30 times 2, or right here, 3 times 2, which is 6, plus the 1, which is 7. So if I did that over here, I'd do 60, because it's essentially 30 times 2. And look, I get 72. Now I'm going to do 2 times 4, or really 400 times 2. Well, I have 400 times 2, which is 800. And I'm going to put that 8 in the hundreds place. So right now I have 872 on the first row. Well, I am now done with the ones place. So I'm going to cross it out just to let me know that I am done multiplying with that. And I don't need this anymore because I'm done with that. Well, I am going to bring down a 0 because I am now shifting over to the tens place. And so this 0 is the placeholder for that. So now I'm going to start with my 40 times 6. Well, 40 times 6, so I'm going right here, 4 times 6 is 24. But I am in, then I have this 0, so it's really 240. So I am going to bring down that 20, or that 4 and the 24, and I'm going to bring the 2 over right here. So now I'm going to do 40 times 30, which is 1200. Right here, we're going to do 4 times 3, which is 12, but then I'm going to add these 2, which is like doing it right here. So now I'm going to bring down that 4 and carry the 1, and right now I should have this, but this 1 is up here, right here. So now I'm going to do 4 times 4, which is 16, or essentially 400 times 40, which is 16,000. But I still have this 1 right here that I need to add, so that would be 17. So now I have this number right here, and I have this number right here, and now I'm going to add them together. And my answer is 18,312. If I add these two together, I would get the same exact answer. So that is how really you're doing partial products, but you're doing it in a standard form. Okay, so we're going to do one more. This time I'm not going to do it with the partial products. I'm going to just walk you through the steps. Okay, so first step is just to focus on the ones place. So we're going to do 4 times 6 is 24. We're going to bring down the 4 and carry that 2 tens to the next place value. So now we're going to do 2 times 6. So 2 times 6 is 12, and we're going to add those 2 tens, which is 14. So we're going to bring down the 4 and bring that 1 10 from the 14 to the next place value. Now we're going to do 6 times 3, which is 18, and add that 1, which is 19, and carry that next 10 over to the next place value. Now we're going to do 6 times 4, which is 24. Add the 1 right here, which is 25. And that, now we're done with all of the ones place with the 6. Okay, so I'm going to cross that out. I'm going to cross these out too so that I don't have to use them anymore. And now I'm going to shift over and bring that 0 down as a placeholder because really we're multiplying it by 50. Okay, so envision this being a 0 here. We're just going to bring that down here. Okay, now I'm going to do 5 times 4 is 20. Bring down the 0, carry the 2. Now I'm going to move to this one. 2 times 5 is 10, plus this 2 right here is 12. So I'm going to bring down the 2, carry the 1. Now I'm going to do 3 times 5, which is 15, and add this 1, which is 16. Bring down the 6, carry the 1 to the next place value. Now I'm going to do the 5 times the 4, which is 20. Add this 1, which is 21. And now I'm going to add them together. 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 plus 0 is 4. 9 plus 2 is 11. 5 plus 6 is 11 plus the 1 up here, which is 12. And then 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. And then bring down the 2. And there I have my answer. So at the end of this video will be the steps. If you want to pause it to help you walk you through each step on how to solve the problem. Happy solving! Remember, you can do hard things.